no disrespect, but I think this is a bunch of shit. I know it works for some people, but it's only for people that believe it can help. I'm not one of those people. Fuck, I want so badly for this to work, though, but you have to understand something. I don't trust you. I saw my friend Hunter get drugs since the age of 6, under the assumption that he was all these different types of crazy. It turns out, drugging him since the age of 6, that is what made him crazy. 3 months after he stops taking the pills, he's normal. So, I don't trust you. I think you're going to tell me what I want to hear. You're going to pump me full of addictive pills and shit that will just keep me coming back. And I'm not going to get any better, and I'm only going to get more broke. And I hate talking about my feelings. What do you say to that?
I understand.
Fuck you, man!
I get the sense that we should take things slow. Alright, so one thing I'll ask is that you think of me more as a buddy or a friend.
I am neither your buddy nor your friend.
Pretend, at least for the sake of our dialogue, that I'm not your doctor.
No, that's fucking stupid. Oh my god. Fuck, whatever. God, you have a stupid job. I have a sad life. Maybe we will be buddies. Maybe we'll be besties.
You joke, but that is my goal. So, as such, as a friend, I would like to try something a little bit unorthodox. Alright, I'm going to share some of my backstory with you. You can psychoanalyze me, so to speak. It tends to help level the playing field. Helps you understand that I'm just another person. I understand psychological behaviors and how to change, but I'm not some all-powerful guru that just sits here in judgment of you and will ask you questions about your mother. Even though I will do that later.
You're supposed to clap or something?
What do you mean?
You said you have some sort of human backstory. Okay, I'm intrigued. Go ahead. Prove to me that you're man and not robot.
So I knew I wanted to be a psychologist when I was much younger, about 17, and there was...
Great. Ambition. That's a human trait. Oh my god, we must be like, what, the same damn person?
You're very witty. Has anyone ever told you that?
No. That's why I'm here. I need an audience to laugh at my jokes because I pay their bills.
So you don't think you're witty?
Yeah, What are you writing? What did I just say that's so unusual?
Nothing. We're just getting to know each other, and I just like to take notes.
Yeah, but what did I just say? What did you learn from what I just said?
I was just writing what you said about needing an audience to laugh at your jokes and how I'm now the audience. So it's sort of me.
Okay, exactly. No shit, but still. Why?
I relate. And I understand.
What? Those are like the two most generic psychologist phrases ever. And you just use them in the same damn sentence. That shit that you just said doesn't mean anything.
Listen, I relate to what you said about needing an audience. And I understand the sentiment.
Well, how does that make you feel?
There's that wit again. So this actually ties back into my story. So if you don't mind this semi-crude segue back into that.
Oh yeah, sure. Go on. Whatever.
So I knew I wanted to be a therapist since I was 16. And I had this...
Wasn't it 17? Before?
Junior year. So I was both. Anyway, puberty was not kind to me. I had long hair that went down to my chin to cover the pimples. You can imagine that.
I don't really want to.
I wasn't good at sports. wasn't very good at school, so naturally, I was a ladies' man.
Naturally. Go on.
To be honest, I didn't have a lot to be proud of. I often felt invisible.
Trust me, people saw you, they just chose not to look at you.
Has anyone ever told you that you're witty?
Ew. He strikes back. Wow.
But that feeling you spoke of wanting an audience, I understand, right? And it was around that time that I started cutting.
Yourself?
No, I'm Dr. Young, the Ripper. Yes, myself.
Whoa.
I'm sorry, it was rude.
No, that's
Too much.
That was kind of funny, actually. I can't show you though, because it'll ruin my whole defenses are up. Get up I got going on.
Right. I'm sorry that my patient duping sob story didn't work on you immediately, but don't worry, there's more.
Go on.
So I started to cut where people couldn't see. I wanted to control who I showed the pain to. And that's what it was about. It was about the control. I wanted to control who I showed and who I showed my weakness to. Ultimately, that's what it was about. It was about control over that weakness, over my biggest fears, and over my shortcomings. And I had the power over my life, literally, and it felt great. It hurt. Of course it hurt, right? But it started to grow on my palate like the taste of beer. But like any addiction, I needed more. But what I needed more of was blood. You're looking at me like I'm crazy.
No, I'm sorry.
Trust me, I get it.
Right, just bear with me. Yeah. Blood was the physical manifestation of the control that I had, and seeing it, a lot of it was the marker for that. So, just like any other drug addict, I needed it. So, there was one day in particular that was rough. My crush, Rachel Cristiano, she called me this greasy Jabba the Hutt, and it destroyed me.
Jabba the Hutt, he said you were gangly. It doesn't make any sense.
I know, it doesn't. But in my teenage angst, it devastated me. And I felt so lost and so alone, and it was time that I took control again. Except this time, I cut with the vein.
You're looking at me like I'm supposed to know something? What, am I supposed to know something?
When you cut across, you lose a lot of blood. When you cut vertically with the vein, you lose almost all of it. My dad found me, and his heart couldn't take it. My sister found us, and she took us to the hospital.
That was worded weirdly. She found both of you?
Yes, my dad had a cardiac infarction at the sight of me bleeding out, and his heart couldn't handle it. That wasn't a metaphor. I woke up in the hospital next to him. He never woke up. My attempt on my life cost my father his, and nearly cost my sister her whole family. Can you believe it?
Man, I don't even feel like telling you anything now because my insignificant shit has nothing on that fucked up story. Fuck, man, that really happened?
Yeah. She was responsible for raising me after that. She forgave me as best she could, but I mean, really, can you blame her for blaming me? But that's where wanting to become a therapist comes into play. If you make an attempt on your own life, you get put to a 72-hour psychiatric evaluation lockdown. I met the most incredible doctor. She never made me feel uncomfortable or pushed me to talk more, or never even addressed the "I killed my dad" elephant in the room. She just gave me a stage so I could be heard. I felt both visible and seen. Distraught as shit, don't get me wrong, but seen. And that's where the love of being a psychiatrist comes in. You help me just as much as I help you. I love being there for people at their bottoms, just like my doctor was for me. And in return, you validate that I have a purpose. As unorthodox as that sounds, that's the truth. I hope you find it relatable.
Relatable's not a word.
Excuse me, not a word.
Well, it's not a word. My teacher told me that it's a word the way irregardless is a word. You know, people use it a bunch of times and it just becomes... Fuck, I don't know. I'm sorry. Never mind. Fuck.
No. That's interesting. Thank you.
I'm sorry. Sorry, good.
Don't apologize. So that's my story. I don't tell it to you to make you feel uncomfortable or sad for me, but to help you understand that there's nothing that you can say in this room that should embarrass you. Why did you come see me today?
Wow. Holy shit, that's good. Wow. Wow. You're fucking good. Because I want to tell you so badly right now, because that was a heartbreaking story. I mean, I'm sorry to belittle with my tone right now, but it just feels like one more manipulation. I'm sorry, I know this sounds... I don't fucking care how it sounds. I'm too smart for this shit. This therapy. I want it to work, but I can't, or I won't let it. So... take care. Dr. Young, and I'm doing this for your own good, right? Okay, I'm sorry. I must be fucking crazy. Whatever. I paid out of pocket for this, so... like a band-aid. My best friend Kyle overdosed in January. He died. Heroin. I shot him up for the first time. Years ago. He did it to himself the last time. But... you know, kind of like your dad, I killed him, but I didn't really, but I kind of did. Fuck, I'm trying to... look at me, I can't even make it through this without trying to crack a joke. I want so badly for it to have been me sometimes, but I can't bring myself to inflict that pain on everyone. I mean, I don't want to die, and I'm not suicidal. I mean, that's for pussies. I'm sorry, but holy shit. I just want him back.
I think I relate and I understand.
Oh my god, get a fucking tattoo. You're a bastard, you know that?
I'm sorry, are you insulting my dead father? It's very classy.
Oh.
How long were you friends?
Nope. I'm at my emotional capacity for the week. I gotta go back into repression mode before I see people again. Can we talk about this next week?
So you're coming back next week?
Oh, you motherfucker. Here I go down the rabbit hole. Yeah, whatever. What the fuck? Same time.
Done. Schedule. We'll see you next week.
Fuck you.
And I shot him up for the first time, years ago. He was my best friend. I wanted it to be me. I felt like he'd be safer in my hands. Eventually I was lucky enough to get sober, but Kyle could never get the allure of sobriety. After a few years ago in February, he overdosed and he died. Even though he did it alone his last time, I couldn't help but feel like I was the one that killed him.